based on the Lagna chart, how can you figure out if someone will have a miscarriage, abortion, and if yes, how that impacts someone's present, past, and the future? Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, and Mars, and Venus slightly. Extra-marital, where you find double marriage, where you find anything outside your marriage life, you will see somehow Rohini is there. The nakshatra Rohini is in the gate. Ketu in the 7th house, Ketu in the 8th house, Ketu in the sign of 7, Ketu in the 5th house, Mars Venus combination, Saturn Mercury combination, Rahu being placed in the 5th house expected by the Saturn. In these cases, miscarriage and abortion is very prominently figured out. Namaskar, welcome to Astrological Vedic Academy. In the last video of the pending karma series, we discussed about multiple techniques, the different classifications about sin. There was one topic raised about abortion. So we didn't cover it on a greater note. This video would be an extension of that particular video of abortion. In this video, we shall speak about the particular combination in the chart, based on which you can figure out if someone has done any abortion, or anyone in the family member has done any abortion, or it was a miscarriage, not abortion. And if it was a miscarriage, will that be considered in a part of the pending karma and kriyamanda karma? Will that give you certain impacts, or it has a different story aligned? So all these things in this particular video, we'll be figuring it out. Along with that, we would try to figure out some remedies out of it. If certain thing is done, what is the remedy? What can you do? And when you predict someone about any past life prediction, and how do you give a confirmation prediction for this particular birth of this particular life? Also, that we will figure out in this video. So, this video would have two parts, as the configuration and the consulting predictions and the combinations of the chart is in two layers. The first layer is based on the Lagna Kundali, Dashanta Dasha, Vimshattari, the planets, Arudhapara, all these things. And the second phase, the second layer, based on the Nakshatra and the Navansh chart. So the Nakshatra part, the Navansh chart part will be in a single video that we will do in the part 2. Today we are going to merely focus on the planets, on the houses, and on the signs, drishti, etc. That based on the Lagna chart, how can you figure out if someone will have a miscarriage, abortion, and if yes, how that impacts someone's present, past, and the future. So let's begin. To figure out about miscarriage or abortion in the chart, what are the planets, what are the signs, what are the houses need? Let us figure that out first. House number 5, house number 8, house number 7. These are the three main houses we look to figure out an abortion. Planets associated with it: Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, and Mars, and Venus slightly. In terms of nakshatra, majorly Varni nakshatra plays a very important role, followed by Uttara Phalguni, Rohini, and the Magha nakshatra. 12th house, or the sign of Pisces, again plays a very important role in this configuration. To figure out if your mother also had an abortion or not, if that is giving you an impact, you need to conclude moon in this particular case, along with the sign of moon, that is Cancer. So when you talk about moon, automatically Rohini nakshatra comes into the play, as Rohini is the most favorite wife of moon. To all the points where you find extramarital, where you find double marriage, where you find anything outside your marriage life, you will see somehow Rohini is there. The nakshatra Rohini is in the game. This is always associated with the females, as Rohini nakshatra came in the last in the life of Moon, the youngest one. But Moon loves Rohini more than anybody. So people who are born with Rohini Nakshatra will see this quality in them. Wherever they go, automatically they become favorite to all. Even after they reached in this particular location at the lust, automatically their aura is like that. They become favorite to all. And that's why the surroundings always have a feeling, a sense of jealousy to that particular native. And that's the impact of Rohini. In fact, Bhagavan Sri Krishna was born under the impact of Rohini Nakshatra. So, how do we see it? Let me give you some generic statement, snapshot predictions. If you have a Rahu in the 5th house, you are going to have a abortion or miscarriage. 110%. There is no question about it. Either you will have it or someone in your family will have it. Ketu in the 7th house, Ketu in the 8th house, Ketu in the sign of 7, Ketu in the 5th house, Mars-Venus combination, Saturn-Mercury combination, Rahu being placed in the 5th house expected by the Saturn. In these cases, miscarriage and abortion is very, very prominently figured out. Now I am saying all these houses, planets and the signs. You understand this. 5th house is related to your pregnancy, your progeny. 8th house is your mother's womb. Bhani Nakshatra is again the mother's womb. 7th house is your marriage. Venus is the planet which gives you the female energy. Mars is the male energy. So when you combine these stuffs and the impact of Rahu and Ketu comes into the play, you would see there is some combinations of abortion, some combination of miscarriages are always there, because as I said in the earlier videos, Venus always represents the refined body part, that is semen, chromosome, DNA. And what is Ketu? Detachment. What is Rahu? Extra energy. What is Mars? It's always related to surgery. So whenever you find Mars and Rahu combination, Mars and Ketu combination, you will see always something related to surgery, injury, and there in the chart. So Mars Ketu combination takes away withdrawal of some body part, a damage of some body part when you are talking about the surgery. Mars and Rahu combination, addition in your body, maybe pacemaker, iron rods and something else. Medicines. Mars is medicine. Mars is your medical stuffs. Mars is your blood. Rahu makes it more extensive. Ketu makes it damaged. So that's when these combinations are majorly seen in your 7th, 8th and 5th house. We'll figure out something definitely wrong is there. Something related to abortion is there. Something related to miscarriage is there. So how to figure this out? How to see that in the chart? What are the combination? So we have to take the live examples of the chart, and then when I can explain you way better. So let's start with the chart. So in this chart, you can see Rahu is being placed in the 5th house in the sign of 3, and Arudha Parag here as 7 and A8. So what I said in the theorem, you need the 8th house, the 7th house, the 5th house and the planet Rahu being present together in the chart, in the combination. Anyhow the combination might happen. So this combination gives an exact prediction of abortion. This would be there, 110% sure. There is no question about it. So in this chart, A7, as explained earlier, is the base of the 7th house, A8 the base of the 8th house. In the 5th house, the planet Rahu is situated. In this chart, when that particular native came to meet me for consultation, so my first prediction was, I can see abortions in your horoscope, and that was accepted by the native herself. In this particular chart, there is something very significant to study about. As I said that we will be understanding Dasha, Antardasha, Mahadasha as well to figure out when this particular frame of prediction could be done. So we know Rahu is present here. So let us figure out what is the Dasha of Rahu when it was running. So this is Vimshatari Mahadasha, and Ketu you can see till 009 the Ketu was there. The Venus from 2009 to 2029 the Venus Mahadasha was going on. So let us figure out the Antardasha of Rahu. So 16 to 19, 2016 to 2019 was the Rahu Antardasha in Venus. But you have to see the chart that how old the native is as well when you are giving this kind of adult prediction. So that when the native came to meet me, she was around the age of 19, 20, 21st, approximately of that age. So when this thing would take place, when that native would turn at least 24, 25. Why I am saying that? Because the 5th house gets activated at the age of this subsequent number, age number 12. First in your chart the 5th house gets activated, then at the age of 24, then 36, then 48. This is the placement of sun as well. The 5th house is the house of sun. So these are the time frame, these are the years when this particular house gets activated. Now, so let us see the Pratantra Dasha. What I said, Venus Rahu combination needs to be there to figure out the timing. Now we need Mars also in this configuration, and the Mars needs to be present. So 2019 could be a time frame when certain thing would be taking place, when the Venus, Rahu and Mars is present over there. So 2019 629 to 2019 903, this is the time frame when this kind of abortion things might be taking place. Let us take the another point when these certain things may happen. So again in this particular field 2009 to 2029 the MD of Venus, and the next combination to be studied about Saturn. So in the time of Saturn from 2022 to 2025, let us find again the placement of Rahu at certain points. So what is the placement of Rahu and Mars? So now we are talking about Venus, Saturn, the Venus MD, Saturn AD and the Pratantra Dasha of Mars and Rahu. So 2024, from 2024-05 to 2024-08, this is the time frame when the major point of abortion would take place. Now why Saturn got involved in it? How come Saturn is there? Because when I was giving you the statements, I talked about Rahu, I talked about Ketu, I talked about Mars, slightly Venus and the houses of 5, 7, 8. Now in this particular segment, why Saturn? So you see in this particular chart, Saturn is in the 3rd house and Saturn's aspect is coming on Rahu in the 5th house. Third aspect, 1, 2, 3. So when Saturn aspect is coming on Rahu, Saturn got equally involved in this particular segment. Now this is what going to give you a predominant results in your upcoming life. So what will happen? So once I have done the abortion, I have already configured with certain point of Ati Mahapap. Now what would be the after effects? What would be the results of this particular things which has been done? So if you see in this particular chart, the Mercurian Sun is present in the 12th house. Venus is in the Lagna. Jupiter Moon combination is there, and Jupiter is in the 4th house, Moon is in the 10th house. So the 4th house, where Jupiter is naturally exalted, expected by the Moon, makes it a Gajkeshari Raj Yoga. So the chart was about to give this native literally everything, whatever one can dream in the life. She was supposed to get everything. So even now she would get certain things because the planetary combination will never go in vain. So after the marriage, as Mars in the 7th sign in the 9th house, so 9th house is your father house, so Mars present there, whenever you will go away from your father, whenever you are coming out of your father's jurisdiction, your luck is going to boom, and that will happen. So after the marriage, this native will find the true wealth in life. So where she is going to be married, this particular man will have lots of property because Jupiter is in the 4th house. So there will be hardly any problems of economics, hardly any problems of wealth, but that polite bonding will missing at certain point. As Rahu is in the 5th house, you must struggle to get pregnant again in certain point, because God, the nature, has already gifted you certain things which has been spoiled by you. So when you need it in your life on a true sense, when you will have that feelings in you, as I said in the last video, Rahu worships Ma Saraswati, Rahu worships Devi Shakti. So when that Devi feeling will come under you, when that motherly sense will come under you, that when you would need a kid, you will struggle to get it. That's your punishment. That is what going to happen. In the same way as from 5th to 5th, Mars is being present as a combination of Rahu, Mars, both are in the trines. So there's high chance you must face miscarriage now on, or some genetic problem to your kid. This might be there, as whatever energy was given to you already for your motherhood, which has been wasted out, which has been spoiled out. Now you got the heat of Mars in the 7th sign, where in the 9th house, the house of spirituality in this particular chart. So where you are going to face problems because of the hit. Now you need it, you are not getting it. Now you need it, you have medical complications. Now you need it, you are facing miscarriage. Certain stuffs are going to be done. So this is what's going to happen for the rest of your life. So solution, what's the solution? In this particular chart, the only good thing is Venus is placed in the Lagna. There. So when Venus is placed in the Lagna, Venus aspect is there in the 7th house, which is a strong sign. Now again you have some past life punya. That's when you actually took care of an adopted child in your past life. You have given some mercy with. So when Venus is expecting in your 7th house, now if you conceive soon after your marriage, got a baby within a year of the marriage, you have a chance to still get a baby without any medical complications. But if that year passed and you don't take it, now you have to struggle for the rest of the life. And this is what this particular chart is saying. That's how you figure out how miscarriages, how abortions hits you, how to define, how to figure out abortions, decode abortions in your chart. This is one example. There are several such examples we can put out. So let us go to another chart and see what that chart says us. So in the second chart, You can see when this particular lady came to me for a consultation. So she is basically a doctor in terms of profession. Again, when I got to see her chart, I predicted her about the abortion stuffs, and she accepted. Yes, a certain thing happened, but what happened after that? That is my POV to share with the people. But let us understand what this chart says, and how to figure out abortions in a chart. So in this chart, you see, as I said, the theorems: Rahu, Ketu, Mars, slightly Venus, in some cases Saturn, and the house numbers. What are the houses? 5, 8 and 7. This happens with the signs as well. The signs will also be in the count. So I said 5th house Rahu and Ketu, 100% abortion. Now in this chart you see Ketu is in the 9th house but in a sign of 5. The placement of Rahu in the 3rd house, but A5 is present over there. Mars being present in the 4th house but sign of 12, at the aspect of Mars, Drishti of Mars, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the 7th house. So when these three things get together, the Rahu, Ketu, 5th house, 7th house and 8th house, in a certain time, the configuration is, there's a high chance this native will have an abortion in the life. And when I predicted the stuff, she accepted. Then what happened next? The abortion is done. How does this abortion, how does this Kriya Karam impacts you? So when I predicted about this portion, she said yes, and said now okay, after that you must have conceived, you must have got a kid. She said yes. Is this particular kid you are having well enough, good enough in terms of physical abilities, or got some imperfections in the body, in the mind? And that time she looked really upset and saying no, he is actually having autism. As I said in the last chart, the kid may have genetic problems. Why? Because of your disposition. As I said, in the timing of Rahu, under the influence of Rahu, when you do these kind of negative steps, when Rahu will get his time back, he won't spare you, he will give you all the possible negativity. Now, how come this prediction came out of autism? How did I predict it? If you look into the 5th house, the house of kids, sign of 1 is there, that is Aries. A8, A11 is there. So A11, there is 11th house, that's where the sign of 7 is sitting. You can see 8, in the 8th house the Venus is sitting, as Venus got impacted. Why? By Ketu. Ketu placing in the 9th house impacts the original house and one house behind where he is sitting. So Ketu is influencing Venus. As I again said, Venus is your chromosomes, Venus is your DNA, Venus is your all the refined body part. Ketu being there is impacting the Venus. Now, why it's impacting your kid? Because if Venus was impacted, it should have impacted you yourself, right? But why it is impacting your kid? Because Venus in the 4th house, from the house number 5. The 5th house is your kids, your children. Now, if I consider the 5th house number 1, so number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Now you are the mother, the 4th house. So these impurities of Venus is going to give influence to your kid, not you. And that is why you are having your autism in your kid. So it wouldn't have done unless you have done the abortion when you are in power. As it says, it falls under the Ati Mahapap. There is no forgiveness. Doesn't matter whatever you do, whatever remedies you perform, this will give you problem. In somebody's cases, mental peace. In somebody's cases, drastic economical fall. Like I have many other charts where it is shown about a drastic economical fall. Doesn't matter whatever you do in life, how much you try, you won't be getting stabilization, a stability in your life in terms of money, in terms of earning wealth. Now Saturn Moon combination in the 12th house in this chart. So this abortion thing, this miscarriage thing is being done in their life generationally. As I said, Moon in your 12th house, Moon in your 6th house, Moon impacting your 6th house and 12th house will give you this kind of trend. Your mother will perform the same what you're doing, or because of your mother deeds you're facing the problem. So the prediction stands as Saturn Moon is in the 12th house, a sign of 8. The doubt arises, her mother must have done the same kind of abortion thing. Based on that, she must have faced certain problems. But there's a twist. In this case, it's not going to be an abortion. It's a miscarriage. Why? Jupiter is expecting. So in Jupiter's drishti is there in the certain combination. Jupiter is a yoga. Jupiter is the most beneficial planet you ever know. So whenever Jupiter's drishti is there, you no longer get any abortion. This is now not your fault. Now it was destined to be done. That's why it got into the miscarriage thing, not an abortion. So whatever combinations I am discussing here about Rahu, about Ketu, so many people will find the Rahu in the 5th house and no abortion over there. So why it's not being done? Because somehow you will see Jupiter is having a drishti upon them, or Jupiter is changing the nakshatra with them, Jupiter is changing the houses with them, or Jupiter is sitting with the dispositor of that particular planet, which is yet to give you the abortion. So whenever Jupiter's influence is there in the chart with this particular combination, that dosha to get an abortion gets cancelled. At that time you don't do an abortion. At that time this abortion gets transformed into the miscarriage. Now miscarriage is not going to give you the blame, the ultimate sin. Why you are having a miscarriage? This is because of your past life deeds. Because now unintentionally you are losing your kid. Well, this is a punishment to you. When you intentionally kill someone, this is when you are doing a sin, and it has no forgiveness. This particular configuration comes under the Ati Mahapap. So these are the two charts I discussed. There are lots of charts on the several combination, which shows the after effects when you do an abortion, which gives problems in all life. Let us have another chart where your mother have done some abortion and now you are facing the problem. So last video we have seen certain chart, one chart we have discussed. In this video, let us have another chart to get certain kind of discussion. So looking at this chart, so when this lady came to me, I saw the chart and I asked, what's your problem? Like, I can see two major problems. One, a significant medical problem, especially related to the private body part. Another is drastically having a emotional problem, Vishok. She cannot think what's happening with her. She is extremely damaged emotionally. Why I am saying this? As you can see in the chart, Saturn is in the 6th house and Neech ka Shani. It's a Saturn's debilitated Saturn in the 6th house. In the 4th house, which is the house of peace, Moon being present there, but along with Moon it's Mercury, along with Moon it's Ketu, along with Moon it's Sun. And what is the sign? 11. So Saturn is also being there. So in the chart, in the 4th house, along with Moon there is Ketu, there is Saturn, there is Sun, there is Mercury. So how can you have your mental peace over there? Obviously not possible. Well, why this is being done? Because your mother has done something wrong. It's the fault of your mother. Your mother has done a miscarriage. When I see and I predict it, because her mother was there, also her. Did you have an abortion before her birth? And her reply was yes, there was certain thing done. This is the reason she is facing this emotional damage. She got this certain kind of combination in the chart. How to figure it out? As I said, Moon in the 12th, Moon somehow impacting the 6th house moon somehow connected with Ketu and Rahu will definitely give you an option to figure out whether the native's mother is involved into the abortion or not. In this case, moon is with Saturn, moon is with Ketu, the A5 is also being present over there with moon, where the moon's house is being present. So in this chart we can easily figure out, okay, there is a chance, and Jupiter is not expecting. Jupiter's involvement is not there in the chart. So the prediction is loud and clear. Mother have done some abortion and you are facing a drastic emotional fall. So what happened to her? She was in a relation with someone else, and from there she got some STD kind of disease, and that is why she is in extremely depressed zone. She consulted severe psychiatrist, all these things, but nothing is going to help. Because of that, she is controlled by some bad emotions, some bad memories, and mainly introvert. She cannot even live the life properly. She forgot how to smile. When she met me, she was crying badly and asking the same question. I'm stuck in my life. This word, stuck in the life. And I cannot smile. I forgot how to smile. Because I think everyone is coming here to cheat me. Everyone is coming here to use me. I cannot trust anyone any longer. So understand the feeling of anxiety, understand the feeling of depression. How come this hit one person? How come this hit one young mind? Why? It's not her fault even. At least in this birth. Yeah, in the past life, it was the fault. There were certain things. Why it's happening? Because her mother did some Ati Mahapap without even knowing, which is destroying her life. So what's the way out of getting out of it? What can you do? So the karmic remedy, if you have done the abortion, it's for you. If your mother has done the abortion, it's for your mother. Go to an orphanage every Wednesday and do this for the next 27 days and spend time with the orphan childs. Share certain foods with them, clothes with them, and whatever you can afford. But what you need to do, share bond with them. That motherly vibe they should get from you. Not because you want to get out of this trap, but because you have done some mistakes, some sin, and now you want to take care of that sin. That's why, with that mindset, there is a major karmic remedy you can do. And there is certain Rudraksh therapy, then there is certain puja anushthan you can perform to get rid of this kind of curses done by your parents or by you in the past life. But obviously that varies man to man, that varies chart to chart. This is very, very personalized. This no generalized remedy will work for you. But this general remedy, that remedy is given to the Lal Kitab. This must be followed if anyone of you are actually a victim of such thing. So in short, this is how you can decode abortion and miscarriage in a chart, and these are the theory. It is an upper layer theory. There are so many other theorems, at least 100 plus theorems are there. There is a measure and unfailed prediction tactics. This will always work. You just need to figure out how the combination is being erased. So this is how you can do the predictions based on the Lagna chart, based on the planets and rashis. In the next video, we will see how to use Navansh for that, how to use the Nakshatra for that, and what could be the exact combination for even further. In the next video, we will see whether you can eventually figure out the gender of that killed child, whether it's a male child or a female child. If it's a female child, majorly it impacts on your finances. If it's a male child, majorly it impacts on your mental portion, on your depression thing. On the male child, majorly whenever you have another kid, it will have a autism thing or any kind of genetic problems. For a female child, majorly this is dealing with your prosperity. You suffer a lot to gain money, you suffer a lot to get success because you killed the Lakshmi. Now Lakshmi is not going to come in your house. So that's it for now. In the next class, we'll see in the Nakshatra stuffs how to figure out certain predictions out of these combinations. Till then, keep studying, learn astrology, keep well. Thank you. Where abortion is not considered to be in the category of Ati Mahapap. What does Shastra says about it? Because Saturn Sun combination will majorly allow you to do something antisocial. You fulfill the commitment, you are trapped into the Patal Loka. If you don't, then obviously you cannot win over the Vishnu himself. So all the combination supervising this particular chart, it's a chart of extremely heavy karmic debts.